Hey folks, welcome back to Carl's Place. I am Carl, and today I am going to be launching my series on brunch food. So, who doesn't love brunch, right? And if you don't love brunch, you haven't had good brunch. So, we're going to start that today, and I'm going to make for you my cheeseburger quiche, and you're going to love it. Stick with me. Let's get started. Alrighty, so what you're going to need to make this quiche, and this is a recipe for one quiche. If you want to make more than one, you can go ahead and just double the batch. And you could also put all kind of fillings in this too. This is how easy quiche is. So you could easily put ham in here, but we're going to stick with the cheeseburger one today. So what you'll need is 4 large eggs, 4 ounces of hand shredded cheese. I don't use the pre-shredded cheese because there's a coating on them, and it does something to the melting process. It melts nicer when you hand grate it yourself. So 4 ounces of cheddar cheese, any kind you want. You want sharp, extra sharp, sharp. Go ahead and try that. 1 1/3 cups of half and half. 1 small onion, chopped very, very fine. Or half a medium onion chopped really, really fine. 1 pound of ground beef. Now, of course, obviously the stores never give you exactly a pound. I don't know if it's because they don't know how to run the scale or what, but it's never exactly a pound. So don't go under a pound. It's okay to go over the pound. So this is actually almost 1 1/4 pounds of beef. And you'll also need a pie shell. This is an extra deep pie shell. I got them already made at the stores. I'm not that much of a baker, so I don't want to. I don't want to try that. So all done for me. So let's go ahead and start mixing. So let's go ahead and start cooking the onion and the hamburger together. Let's move over to the stove. Alrighty, now get the pan set to high, medium high to high. I'll put some olive oil in here. We're going to get the onions started first. And you want to cook the onions until they start to become transparent. But you don't want to burn them either, so. Okay. Okay, you want to keep the onions moving so you don't burn them. But you want a little bit brown is okay, but you want more of a translucency, which it's starting to do. Okay, I don't know if you can see that. They're slightly transparent, so I'm going to go ahead and add the hamburger. Move these aside a little bit. Let those continue. And get the burger in there. And chop it up. Pent up anger. Salt. We put quite a bit of salt. Put in some on the onion too. A lot of fresh cracked black pepper on the onions too. Oop. Okay. And some garlic powder. If you like more garlic, put more garlic powder. Otherwise, just a sprinkling, nothing too heavy. An onion. Let's give this a stir. Okay, now when it's getting brown, but even if there's still a little bit of red, then Then you can go ahead and mix the onions and the burger together. And then we're going to take most of this grease out of here because we're not going to want that in the quiche. No greasy quiches. I'm going to taste this for seasoning. Hot. A bit more salt. A little more garlic. And some more pepper. That should be good. And I'm going to drain this. So I push it to one side. And it just keeps draining. Just be careful with this. And just put it aside. Maybe take a little bit more out. Okay, that should be good. And you have your filling. Now what we want to do is we want to go ahead and let this cool down and set your oven to 450 degrees. Let it get warmed up because we're about to make the pies once this cools down. So we'll be back in a few. Okay, we're back. Now the filling is on the stove. It's cooled down. It doesn't have to be cold, but just don't use it right off the heat. So let it cool down for 10-15 minutes. Set your oven at 450 degrees. Make sure it gets preheated. I know that sounds high, but you're not going to leave it on that. You're only going to cook it for 10 minutes at 450. Then you're going to turn your oven down to 350 and let it continue cooking for another 20-25 minutes. You have to keep a little bit of an eye out on it. So let's go ahead and start putting this together. Okay, what you want to do is get your eggs and your half and half mixed together. So you have your 4 eggs and your 1 1/3 cups of half and half. You want to get the eggs started a little bit, so crush up those yolks and give it a little flip. Okay. Then go ahead and add your half and half. Okay, and you want to stir that all together. Make sure you don't see any bits of yolk. And you want to add some salt, pinch or so of salt, and some pepper. Okay, yeah, see that? Nice and mixed. No yolk. It's ready to go. Now, before you do anything, take your mixture and take what is this? A brush, and use a little bit of it and get the edges because you want them to be nice and brown. Oh, it's broke. Okay. Good. Now let's get the filling. You want to go ahead and pour that whole thing right in here. Well, actually pour about half. Then you want to take some of your cheese, pour that in there. A little more. Then the rest of your filling. Try to get every little bit. Now, take your mixture and just slowly pour it until it either fills to the top or you run out. And keep pouring around. Don't pour it just in the center. Just make sure it all gets covered. There we go. Okay. Make sure it's nice and spread out. Put a little bit more of the cheese. Okay. I'm going to save the rest of this. After the 10 minutes, we're going to pour the rest of this on here and let it cook 20 more minutes on 350. So let's go ahead and get this in the oven without spilling it because it's completely full to the top. So wish me luck. Okay, quiche is in the oven. Timer is set for 10 minutes. Don't forget, it will burn if you don't lower your heat. So 10 minutes, lower the heat down to 350. And the rack should be in the middle of the oven, middle to high. So we'll wait 10 minutes and open it up, put the rest of the cheese on, lower the heat, and cook it for 20 minutes. We'll be back in 10 minutes. Okay, so the 10 minutes are up, the oven has been lowered, and the timer has been set for 20 minutes. Now, in about 5 minutes, I'm going to take the remainder of this cheese and I'm going to sprinkle it over the top and let that get nice and brown. So I just want to say that the purpose for cooking it at such a high heat to begin with is so that the egg sets within the quiche. So, but it will burn it because eggs are delicate. So you don't want to burn it. That's why you end up turning down the heat. So I'll see you in 20 minutes and we'll see how this turned out. Hey folks, we're back. The quiche is done. This one went a little bit, probably closer to 25 minutes. So what you want to do is at the 20-minute mark, you want to take a toothpick, stick it in the center, stick it in a couple of different spots. Comes out clean. It should be done then. So leave it in a little bit longer if you want it a little bit browner. But this was about 25 minutes. This was about 25 minutes, and this is what you get. Oh, does that look good or what? So what am I going to do? I'm going to cut myself a big piece of this and I'm going to give it a taste. Okay, here we go. Look at that. Still steaming. You see all the nice hamburger and cheese in there and the egg. Let's give it a taste. Now it's still hot, as you can see, so I'm going to give it a little blow on it a little bit. Oop. I forgot how good this was. I hadn't made it in a while. The eggs are light. The hamburger's savory. The crust is crusty. Oh, it's so good. Cheese. Oh, whoop. I'm a frog. Oh, it's so good. Please give this a try. You're going to love it. Great for brunch. It's even good cold. And you can also freeze these. I would suggest cutting them up into pieces, put them in your freezer, and then if you have a vacuum sucker, vacuum suck them, stick them back in the freezer to prevent them from freezer burning. So, cheeseburger quiche. So good. So if you liked today's video, please don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. And if you did subscribe, don't forget to hit the notification button because you don't want to miss any upcoming videos, especially for the brunch series. So I have quite a few set for this. So I'll see you next time in Carl's Place. Bye, folks.